Hi there, it's Mark here from Mark My Words, where we help people fast track a comeback from a serious life setback. On this channel, we offer practical advice that you can apply today to help you fast track your comeback, whether that be a financial setback, relationship setback. In my case, I had both happen within a short period of time of each other. Almost went bankrupt, avoided it by that much, and my marriage blew up at the same time, and it was a challenging time. So this video today is really about how to arrest what goes on up here in this piece of real estate between our ears. It's the most valuable piece of real estate you'll ever own, is this 3 or 4 inches between your ears. My brain had the tendency to go rogue, particularly shortly after the devastation of, my whole life falling down around my ears. I would be lost in the past. I would be reliving the mistakes. And I would be lying in bed at night just wondering, I wish I had or just thinking about, I wish I had changed this, I wish I had done that. And endless, unorganized, random thoughts of life events that had happened in the past that seemed to be in the night season really, really loud and really clear and vivid. So I had to somehow arrest these thoughts because they were costing me some mental health, sleep, and also I was just paralyzed, literally, by these thoughts. One of the things I learned to do, and I'll share this with you today, is to start to plan towards the future. And it's really hard to do that when you've had a kick in the guts, I might say, right? You've had a setback, and it's really hard to look forward, particularly if you've had a reasonable sort of lifestyle and lost it, right? Because you know what it takes to build it. And the good news is you can do it again. And the good news is you can do it bigger and better than ever before, although some things may never change, right? But the good news is you can rebuild. And today I want to share with you a tool that I learnt to apply to my world that helped me start to plan forward. Now, it's called a 5-year plan. And regardless of where you're at right now, it doesn't matter, okay? What I needed to learn to do and what you're going to need to learn to do is start to intentionally focus forward. Right? Because you'll find by beginning this journey of focusing forward, you'll start to really feel better about you, and your belief in making a mighty comeback and rebuilding will start to crystallize and start to become real in your life. So I'm going to put in a link in the descriptions panel below, a link to this template that I'm about to share with you on the whiteboard. I'll just get around here. It's what I call a 5-year plan, and it's a really simple document, right? But it helped me to really start to think about my future, right? Now, here I am, I was alone, I was broke, right? I had, previous to that, a marriage and 3 kids and successful businesses. And to go from that to alone, broke, and by myself was just a really radical transformation in what I was used to. And so I had to get to a place where I started to implement some practical tools in my day-to-day life to help me get back on track. And I'm happy to say today that I've been able to rebuild my life better and bigger than it ever has been in the past. So I'm thankful for that. And I know you can do the same thing, but here's some practical things on this video that can help you do that. So it's called a 5-year plan, and it's a real simple document. I'll use the whiteboard here just to illustrate it quickly. So there's basically 5 key areas of your life, right? I had to boil it down. I'm a simple guy. I needed to boil things down really simply. I didn't want it to be complicated. I didn't want to, spend thousands of dollars going to see a shrink. Not saying that shrinks aren't helpful, but, I needed practical tools that I could use. That's my brain and how it works, right? So I boiled it down to 5 key areas, right? And in my life, there was my family. I had 3 awesome kids on the ground that were in their early teenage years at the time when my relationship and business collapsed. Today I've got 4 kids. That's another story in itself, which I'll share with you on another video. But so family, finances. These are all F words, right? Family, finances, fitness, faith, and fun is the fifth one. You've got to have fun in your life, right? Although at the time when I was going through my hell, it wasn't anything but fun, I can tell you that. But so just put them on the whiteboard here, right? Family, faith, fitness. We'll put this one over here, finance, and fun. So there's 5 key areas of your life, yeah? And so I wanted to make sure that I started to rebuild across these 5 key areas, because I learnt that if you just focus on one, generally it's at the expense of one or more of the others. For example, if I just focus on my financial life and getting back into business and rebuilding that without taking care of my family, without taking care of my fitness, my fun, and the other F word, which is faith, right? Ultimately, you don't have the impact, or you don't have the progress that you are otherwise hoping for, right? So it has to be a balanced focus. So along these 5 key areas, if we just pretend that's just a spreadsheet there like that, you've got your time frames, right? And so 5 years is about all I could think down the road. In fact, I even struggled to think 5 years down the road. So if today, for example, is whatever date it is today, if you think in 5 years' time, what date that will be, and you can start to then break it down into bite-sized pieces. So for example, 2025, given that the recording of this video is in 2020, would be 5 years from now, right? So 2024, 23, 22, 21, and 20 is my start point. That's your start point right now in 2020. So 1, 2, 3, 4, hang on. So in 12 months' time is 2021, right? So where do you want to be in your family, in your financial life this time next year, right? So if whatever date it is today for you, where do you want to be this time next year? You decide. Now you might say, Mark, but I don't have any, I know where I'd like to be, but I don't have a way to get there yet, right? So you might say, I want to be, I want to have an income of 5 times what it is right now, whatever yours is right now, right? Let's say you decide that it's going to be 5 times more than that. Now you might think, well, that's unrealistic based on what you know now and what tools you have in your hand right now. But can I encourage you that there is a principle, a universal principle, which says that whatever you think about, you'll bring about, okay? And if you think about what you want, this is part of the principle here I want to see outwork in your life. If you think about what you want and you train your mind to start focusing forward to what you want, it is amazing, if by a miracle, how the opportunities to create that outcome come into your life, okay? And, some might call it the law of attraction, some might call it faith. Regardless of what you call it, it is just one of those principles that work if you can master the habit and the decision of actually thinking about what you want. Now, so from an income point of view, what's your income going to be in 12 months from now? Decide, assuming that you couldn't fail, okay? So you put that down there, and then in 2022, right? 2023, 2024. So you might have a 5-year plan to say to multiply your income, I don't know, say fivefold, all right? So, which means that if you've got an income right now of 50 grand a year, say $50,000 or $100,000, in 5 years' time, it's going to be $500,000. You like that idea? You think, well, mate, straight away, if your brain's going, well, goodness me, I don't know if I can do that. Don't worry about that. You can learn to do that. But if you like the thought of that, let's go with it, okay? And then from an income perspective, given that, finances do have, in my brain works, finances do have an element of impact on the rest of your life, right? And now money doesn't buy happiness, but the lack of money can affect you. It definitely affects your happiness, yeah? So what will I like to do with my family, right? Each of these areas, right? In say 12 months' time, I'd like to take my children to, let's say here in Australia, it would be a trip to the Gold Coast, right? For 3 weeks, staying in a nice apartment right on the beach, and we can do all the theme parks, right, in 12 months' time. That might be a goal that you've got for you and your family if you've got one, right? But whatever it is for you, this is your plan, your 5-year plan. I want you to spend the time thinking about what your life will be like if you couldn't fail, right? And how that would impact your family in 5 years' time, 2022, 23, 24, 25, your faith life. What does that look like? If you're a believer, or you believe in something or someone, how does that impact your journey, your faith journey? You might like to be able to give more money to charity, to give more money to your church, whatever you're involved in, right? So what does that look like from a faith perspective, right? Now your fitness as well. You might think, well, I'd love to be fitter than I am right now. So you think, well, okay, what's your sport of choice? Let's say it's road biking or mountain biking or running, right? Whatever you can do right now in that capacity or in that sport, start to do some incremental increases. You might want to go and mountain bike New Zealand in 5 years' time, right? You might want to go, if you're into mountain biking, that is, I'm into mountain biking, so that's a thing that I love to do. If you're into road biking, you might want to go and get fit and do, a marathon, a 42K run, I think it's a 3K swim, kilometers that is, and a 180 kilometer bike ride all in one day. That might be something you want to do. I don't know, but it might not be that big, but whatever it is whatever it is. Because your fitness is really important, right? You don't want to be the richest person in the cemetery. Yeah. So your wellness physically is an important ingredient to your overall success. So many guys that are lying in hospital now that have got plenty of money, right? They might even have their family intact, but they wouldn't give their family away, but they'd give everything they've got financially up for their fitness or their health back again. So it's a really important area of your life, one which you cannot, you can't ignore paying attention to. So whatever that might look like. And then from a fun perspective, what do you like to do for fun? Do you love to, do you love to go camping? Do you love travel? Do you love to, where in the world would you love to see? How many times a year would you love to travel internationally or interstate? Or, what does fun look like for you, right? I love, I love being able to just go out with Kate and I and the kids, just go camping for a weekend, sit by a river and go bushwalking and hiking and mountain biking and just getting in the great outdoors. It's fantastic fun. I have a dream, and I've been to Italy once, but I want to be able to take Kate and Pippa, our almost 2-year-old, in a red convertible Italian car, like maybe a Fiat or a Ferrari or something, and drive from the north to the south of Italy, eating pizzas and drinking red wine all the way along the coast. That'd be awesome, right? So these are fun things that we've got written down in our the Amalfi Coast. Something that just speaks to me. I could end up living there one day. I'm not sure, but it certainly looks good from the pictures, right? But what is it for you? You've got to know what it is, what lights you up from a fun perspective. And having these goals written out at a glance, right, on the template below, you'll see that. I'll send you an editable version so you can edit this to your own liking. And what I'd suggest you do is take print it off, or just print off the version I send you, and just write in pencil, or even get a bigger version on an A3 piece of paper, and do this exercise. Fill it out, right? And then put it somewhere where you can see it every day, right? Now, I've got ours on our bathroom mirror, okay? So every day when I wake up and I have a shower, I'll look at my goals for the day. I look at where our future is heading. And I was doing this back shortly after my life collapsed, my business collapsed, my marriage collapsed, and it helped me get my head right? You've got to get your head right. And it just doesn't happen automatically. Right, just allowing your brain to go rogue, causes paralysis of action. And your day, trust me, your best days are ahead. I'm absolutely convinced your best days are ahead, providing you can master what goes in between these few inches between your ears, right? And focus on what you want, because remember, what you think about, you bring about, okay? Remember that. What I think about, I bring about. where your head is parked. So if you're focused on the problem, you'll get more of the problem. If you're focused on the past, you'll get more of the past repeating itself. If you design and be the Michelangelo of your own future, and you create it and you design it and you write down what you want, you'll be amazed at the opportunities that come your way that help you create the vehicles, if you like, to take you from where you're at today to where you want to be tomorrow, okay? In the key areas of life, the 5 key areas which are really important in my opinion. So check out that link in the descriptions panel below, download that template, and you'll be able to, it'll help you focus on where you want to be tomorrow, and you'll look back in 12 months and 2 years and 3 years and you'll laugh, right? And you'll be amazed at just the progress that you've made in your life. Despite how things and how tough things might look right now, you can overcome it. I am convinced you can. Another thing which I'll put in the descriptions panel below is a link to my 10 breakthrough steps. These are 10 steps that I took back shortly after my marriage and business collapse. They helped me a lot, fast track my comeback to a point where today as I said, I've completely recovered in all areas of my life, in a better shape now than ever. You can do the same thing. These are 10 things that I believe can help you. You download those and have a look at those as well, and I'll put those in the link below, and they're yours today free. So I hope this video has helped. Thank you for joining me today, and until next time, I'll see you on the next video.